all of that happens. And if it does, I'll be as happy as anybody out there.
Senator, you've
but I
been
also
very
have to be
clear.
skeptical.
You've been very clear on the role that you believe Congress needs to play on any deal and how we move forward with North Korea. Does there need to be a vote on a deal with North Korea?
Well, see, and this is not one of those times where Congress is saying we want to weigh in because we want to feel important. Without the reason why the Iran deal, one of the reasons why the Iran deal was so bad and frankly unenforceable in the long term is that it wasn't a treaty. It was a political agreement that Barack Obama signed onto, and then instead of bringing it to Congress like our Constitution requires, he just had it ratified by the United Nations. And so when these countries come to us and say you're violating international law by getting out of that deal, our argument is you must not have read our Constitution. So that's why if we want any sort of deal with North Korea to be enforceable for the long term, I think it's actually good for North Korea to have Congress ratify, because then it becomes a binding treaty. And I think that's the administration's position as well.
They have to have a Loctite case to get this through Congress then. Because whether it's you or somebody else, you guys are going to go at this thing.
Yeah, right. And so that's true of any treaty that involves things of this magnitude. And again, we've done these things before with the old Soviet Union, with the Russian Federation now. But this one's a little bit different. This is a very strange person that we're dealing with in Kim Jong-un. He's a weirdo. Their government is strange and weird. And so things will have to be a little different here, but the verification part will be very important. But look, this is just the beginning. I mean, there was a meeting. They got to know each other. It's kind of the kickoff of it, but this is not the deal.
You said we'll know in 2 years.
Well, what I'm saying is if 2 years from now we look back and North Korea still has nuclear weapons, still has long-range missiles, and is still, not doing anything about it, then it'll be judged for that. It'll say, look, we tried, it didn't work, and now here come the sanctions heavier than ever. I'm not saying 2 years like we should wait 2 years. I'm saying 2 years from now we'll be able to look back and make judgments on it. I don't think we should make judgments 2 days after the meeting, because I don't think that meeting's purpose was to strike a deal. It was the beginning of what is going to be a longer conversation.
It's interesting, Senator, because you've been tweeting a lot over the past 24 hours, and some have looked at your tweets as not only a criticism of Kim Jong-un, but some have seen them as a criticism of the president, as you just did now. You called Kim Jong-un a weirdo. You said he's a total weirdo who would not be elected assistant dog catcher in any democracy. The president, he sits down with Sean Hannity tonight. He's talking about Kim Jong-un as somebody who appeared to be funny. He's smart, the president has said of him. So could you clarify? Was your criticism there?
No, there's nothing to clarify.
Was it anything about the president?
I mean, there's nothing to clarify. The president is the president of the United States. He was democratically elected by the people of this country. And in 2.5 years, people will have a chance to vote for him or vote against him. Kim Jong-un's never been elected to anything. He inherited from his father and his grandfather a dictatorship. He has murdered people. He has put people in death camps, deep suffering by the people in North Korea. He has nuclear weapons. He has long-range missiles. He kills people abroad, including his own brother and others. And on top of all that, it's just this whole cult that they've created in their own country. Their government is a cult. Become almost religious-like in its cult-like elements. It's a very strange and weird place. It is what it is, and I'm not going to ignore that reality.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just a fact. These are not things that I'm making up. They're real.
1 minute, 2 topics. Quickly, the IG report tomorrow. What is your expectation on that?